So the question of the day seems to be, why did Baidu drop today? I've had so many questions about Baidu and why did it drop, and should anyone short it after this drop, that I decided to just make a quick video. So from the standpoint of trading options, I will just mention this because I think it's super important. I like to short, I like to buy puts on my stocks at the top. In other words, rule number one that I use, short at the top. Now, in this particular case, Baidu dropped today 25 bucks. It's down roughly 10%. Why did it do it? Because of this guy right here, Mr. Qi Lu. It's Chief Operation Officer. Now, it turns out that because of some family reasons, he can't work in China anymore. He's got to stay in the United States. So, not that he had some issue with the company, but seems to me like really just a total overreaction of the market of what's going on. Now, there's some reasons why, because he was believed to be the guy who could make some things happen, a smoother transition to the artificial intelligence part of the company. So for those of you that don't know what Baidu is, more like Google in China, basically. So to determine whether you should short the stock right here, we should be buying put options. There's two things to consider, okay? How critical is his departure? So, of course, what even intensified the selling was the fact one of the analysts downgraded the stock based on Mr. Lu departing the company. He's actually staying with the company doing research, so he's not completely even leaving the company, okay? But we see this huge sell-off on the graph, okay? The stock is down to 253 on huge volume. The accumulation distribution got hit super hard today, okay? So we're getting a lot of bearish readings right off here, okay? But the question to ask here is this. Okay, as you hear all the stories how a bunch of executives and different directors are living Tesla, okay, this is not the case here at all. Okay, seems like this is more of a personal issue. Now the question is, and second question to ask, should you short this thing, is, well, how did the company do without him? Well, let's use Tesla as a parallel again. If Elon Musk leaves the company tomorrow, what's going to happen to Tesla stock? Well, it's going to take a major hit. I mean, do you think it's going to drop to 100? Do you think it's going to drop to 150? Do you think it's going to go all the way down to 50? Damn, without Elon Musk, look, when you're buying Tesla, what you're really buying is Elon Musk. Okay, that's what you get for $280 a share right now. You buy Elon Musk and his visionary ability to lead the company to a successful future. That's all you're getting. If you take Elon Musk out, you have nothing. Okay, you have a company that's in huge debt on the verge of a bankruptcy. Now, this is not the case with Baidu, right? If you take these guys out, is the company going to fold? Is there, what's going to happen? The company has been successfully operating without his involvement for many, many years. Now, this is how successful Baidu actually is. Many people may not consider that, but the company has been managing to grow at a 30% growth year over year before Mr. Lu has actually joined the company. After he joined the company, actually had kind of a rough year in 2016. There was a lot of pressures on the margins. They were spending a ton of money on different things. And so now it is back to huge profitability. The margins are up to 39%. The company is growing again at 30% revenue growth and represents a great deal in relation to companies like Alphabet on Netflix. It does represent actually quite a bargain. So will this company do well without Mr. Lu? No doubt. And I'm sure as he continues working with the company, they'll be able to replace and find maybe even a better candidate for the position that he had. So temporary headwinds into the company does not necessarily mean that the company's stock is going to continue to fall from here. Let's take a look. The chart looks ugly. So, but at this point, it has run up after the earnings. It just dropped 25 bucks, okay? And, I know you're looking at this and you're still in a lot of red. And you can call this a multiple top. But what I'm looking at when I'm buying options, I'm trying to consider, well, what is the downside potential? Okay, so of course, if over the weekend we're going to get some bad news from China, all Chinese stocks are going to get hit, and some of the best ones like BABA, BABA, right? So and this one will keep falling with them. However, if the news from China over the weekend about everything is not going to be that bad, then, we could see this thing rebound. Because I think at these levels, okay, if you look at the support levels, so, okay, it's got maybe downward potential to 240, 244, but, more so, to me, it looks like it could be range bounces sometimes. So I think the opportunity to short for huge returns, and again, I like to target profits that are 400-500% in options, 600-700% gainers. To me, the opportunity here is limited because I think from here on, the stock could trend sideways. I don't like to buy options when I have a high probability of the stock trending sideways. What I mean sideways is, in other words, it's not going to make any significant move higher from here. It's not going to make any significant move lower from here. Okay, so when I started the video, I told you about the importance of how I do this. I short stocks at the top. Short at the top is my number one rule. Okay, so to me, this is $25 off the top. So if it's got a small bounce, if I get in today, if I get in right now at 253, if it's got a small bounce back to, let's say, 260 range, and my options values are going to get hit. And even though it could go down to 253 after a move higher to 260, and then it could go, let's say, as low as 245. Well, by the time it does that, my options could be decayed. So I don't think this is a perfect time to enter, again, mainly because of a high probability of a sideways movement in this stock at this point. And we're still getting some bullish readings. For example, on the MACD, the black line just crossed the orange line. So we do have, regardless of all these negative things that took place today, we do have some bullish indications out there in the chart. And long-term wise, of course, if the stock market goes down, it's going to go down with it. But at this point, to answer everybody's questions, I had a lot of students ask me today, hey, I like the way this looks. It just keeps falling and falling. I know, but the last thing you want to do when buying put options is buying when the stock is already down significantly. Because at that point, the probability of the reversal becomes, more and more inevitable. And sometimes people are going to come in, they're going to take a look at this drop, and they're going to consider this as a buying opportunity. Remember, a lot of people out there are still in this mentality of buying the dips. So this is a great dip. In other words, as we discussed, there's nothing really major that has taken change. The company is going to be functioning just fine without Mr. Liu, and possibly even better. Who knows? So at this point, I think the downside is limited. I would probably look at some opportunities elsewhere. Not to say that Bidu cannot have another move lower, let's say $8 to $12 in the next day or two. But as much as I love this chart, as ugly as this chart looks, I think I'm just going to have to hold off because opportunity for entry into this put option position, I think, is too risky at this point because the stock has already moved substantially lower. With that being said, if you are curious how to trade options, how to buy put options, when to buy them, how to buy them, which stocks, and all the goods, simply visit the good old marketcrash.money. Hit the big green bouncy button, how to profit. If you're trying to discover new strategies on how to trade in this ever-changing market environment, trading options coaching one-on-one. Schedule your coaching session, schedule your training session on how to trade options, get your questions answered. And if you haven't taken the course yet about the 5 core fundamentals that help you turn 12K to 466K in less than 7 hours trading options from my laptop, what the heck are you waiting for? Do it now. Are you a stock or an options trader that is absolutely fed up with ordinary results? Are you ready for your breakthrough? I know how you feel because everywhere I turned throughout my trading journey, everywhere I looked how to produce phenomenal results within a short amount of time, everybody was telling me, no, it's not possible. It's not real. It cannot be done. So I got fed up. I discovered the 5 core fundamentals that helped me turn 12,000 into $466,814 in less than 7 hours trading options from my laptop. I know this probably sounds unrealistic to some of you, but the truth is I did it. I will share with you in this interactive video course specifically everything, every single detail, every action, every stock that was traded. As a matter of fact, I'm sending you my brokerage statement listing every trade that was taken that day. I realized one thing when I accomplished this is that I wish I had someone years ago when I was starting my trading journey and throughout my trading career that has shared these 5 core fundamental principles with me, because that would have saved me a lot of headache. That would literally save me a lot of heartaches, a lot of lost and suffered relationships. That would have saved me a lot of losses. That would have saved me a lot of time from discovering all these answers on my own. This is what you will be able to learn from this interactive video course. Secret number 1, discover the best stocks for trading options. Secret number 2, discover the top 3 best chart patterns for huge returns. Do you struggle with the decision, should I sell now or should I wait? And sometimes when you make a decision, do you see your profits vanish, or do you drown in the regret when you get out of the position just because you see how much money you left on the table? Don't let this ever happen to you again. Secret number 3, discover the key to locking the gains. Secret number 4, knowing the trend will make you money. Discovering the TRO versus the trend will make you a fortune. Secret number 5, the holy grail of all secrets in trading: timing. Can you only imagine if you knew specifically on which days to trade and on which days to go fishing and enjoy life? And the secret number 6, the truth behind of how to trade the news that will take all the guesswork out of the equation and will help you trade with great confidence and extremely high probability. Today is your day. Are you ready for your breakthrough? It is very simple. Go to marketcrash.money/500K. Click this big orange button and say, yes, set me free. Take action now.